Welcome to our app. Our app tells the story of the conflict in Ukraine through data visualizations. When you first load up the page, you'll be brought to the home page, which tells a little bit about our data, which comes from the armed conflict location and event data, and describes all of the interactive visualizations on our website. At the bottom, you'll see a overview timeline of the conflict in Ukraine, starting from February of 2022.
So this first page we have here includes two visualizations. First, an animated map that shows the month-by-month progression of conflict intensity across Ukraine using a blue density heat map. And then when you scroll down below that, you'll find an interactive map that allows users to filter by selecting a key month and then a conflict type and whether or not there was civilian targeting. And then the blue shading indicates general intensity, while these different types of markers highlight fatal events by sub-event type and then size by fatalities. And you can hover over each point to reveal detailed information about the incident, including the actors involved, location, and source.
So this page shows the human cost of the war and specifically visualizes the conflict's fatalities. And you can use this timeline to basically understand when these fatalities took place and what sort of event type they were associated with, whether that's battles, explosions, protests, etc. So you can sort by event type, and then clicking on the timeline gives you a sense of what happened on any given day in the war and how many fatalities there were. And then there are dots at important times in the war. And if you click on one of those, it will take you to a news article about specifically what happened that day.
So this piece of the visualizations shows you the groups involved in the conflict and their conflict events, specifically battles between the groups. If you scroll down, you can select your primary and opposing group from a list of choices. Here we've chosen Russia and Ukraine, their military forces. And after you filter those, you will get a bar graph that shows you the amount of conflict events initiated by each group. And then if you scroll down again, you can see a heat map that highlights seasonal and yearly trends within those groups and their conflict events.
Finally, we have the additional resources tab, which gives more information and resources about the conflict in Ukraine, including a historical background, news and updates, research papers and reports, and humanitarian efforts. Thank you so much.